Hi, I'm Lisa and today I'm going to be showing you how to make cashew nut butter. You need 500 grams of cashews. These are unroasted. If you want a nuttier flavour to your cashew nut butter, I would suggest to roast them for about 13 minutes on 180 degrees. So all you need to do is simply weigh out your cashew nuts. So I've got this in grams, I need 500. So it's approximately half of this bag. As I said, you can do this without roasting them off. It just gives it that better flavour. So pop these on your tray and just push them out so that the baking roasting time is even. And I would say always put a timer on your oven because you can forget. And I'd probably do it half the time so you remember to check them that they don't burn. It effectively takes about 14 minutes, so I would put the timer on your oven for 7 minutes so that you remind yourself to check them and possibly turn them around so they prevent them from burning. The cashew nuts have now been roasting for 7 minutes and my timer is going to obviously go off in about 10 seconds. So I'm just literally going to open up the oven and I'm going to pull out the tray and just with a spatula move the cashew nuts that are on the edge around into the middle so that the nuts in the middle get roasted on the sides. Pop that back in and then they should be ready in about 7 minutes. So now my cashew nuts are finished roasting. I'm going to take them out of the oven. And they still tend to cook whilst they're on the tray, so again, just move them around a bit, just to ensure that they don't burn on the tray, and then just leave those to cool for about 20 minutes. So now the next stage to make the cashew nut butter is to place it in your food processor. You will need a food processor to make this cashew nut butter. So take the lid off, and these are the roasted cashew nuts, and then you just pop them into your food processor. Might at this point be tempted to eat one or two, but best not to, because once you start with one, you might want a few more. So place the lid on and turn it on. So now my machine's been going for about 4 minutes, so you can have a look inside. There will be a sandy consistency and then it will start forming into a ball, but don't be alarmed by anything. You just really do have to keep the machine running. Another reason why it's good to turn the machine on and off is just so it doesn't overheat. So just make sure that nothing's stuck and just loosen it up with your spoon and then pop it back on again. So this has been going for an additional 6 minutes and now you can see that it has more of a smoother consistency. I still need to keep it going, so I'll just again wipe it down. Just a little bit. Just wipe the sides. And then just leave it for another 3 more minutes. So this has now pretty much reached the consistency that I would like. The natural oils in the cashew nuts do make it nice and smooth. The nuts obviously have been roasted, so when they go in the food process, they tend to get hot again. So they will make the mixture more solidified, but when you leave it in your cool larder or cupboard, you will find that it will thicken up. So I'm now going to add some sea salt. Obviously, this is entirely up to you in terms of preference how salty you would like it. And then you need to add a teaspoon of maple syrup. Again, this is depending on your preference. You can add in 2, but 1's enough. With cashew nut butter, really, you can be quite adventurous with what you would like to add. You can add some raw cacao powder. You can add some chili. It's entirely up to you. So then you've got in here now your sea salt and your maple syrup, and then just pop that on. Okay, so now that I've added my salt and my maple syrup. I'm now going to taste it. When you add sea salt, the flavours do enhance over a period of time, so don't go too heavy with it. Just taste it and check. Cashew nut butter tastes good to me. So I'm going to store it in this mason jar. So release from the food processor. And again, you need a spatula just to wipe down the sides. At this point it's a bit runny, but when it gets colder it will actually set. And you can also use this as a great gift, whether it be Christmas or going to friends for dinner. It's always nice to actually say you've made that yourself. And then leave the lid off until it cools, and then once it's cooled, just close the lid. And away you go.